Greetings once again, all you pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with One Piece. Previously, Kobe, who had been captured by Blackbeard, managed to escape his imprisonment thanks to Perona, with the deal being help out Gecko Moria, who refused Blackbeard's offer to join him and had been imprisoned, and she would release him as well. The deal was struck, and Kobe went on the run with several other prisoners, acting as a bit of a decoy. Blackbeard's intent? Turn Full of Lead into its own official, government-sanctioned island, with him as the king. Kuzan explained after Kobe said he was Sword, that Sword operatives can be let go of the government at any point if they come into contact with a Yonko. But Blackbeard still feels he can get some use out of the hero of the Marine. We found out several devil fruit of the 10 Titanic captain. Ivalo Pizarro with the Island fruit, Vasco Shot with the Glug Glug fruit, and San Juan Wolf with the Huge fruit. With them being, as well as Shiryu, the only people, as far as we know, of the higher ranking Blackbeard officers to still be on the island. Enter the other members of Sword to help Kobe out. Kujaku, granddaughter of Suru, with the Whip fruit, able to cause inanimate objects to obey her. Prince Groose with the Glorp fruit, able to make clay golem. And Hibari, a sniper with flower rounds, able to turn enemies' ammunition into flowers, something developed by Vegapunk. Their combined efforts helped to corral many of the pirates chasing Kobe in one confined spot on Full of Lead, all set up for the arrival of Garp, who launches his ship into the sky with his sheer force of will and his mighty fists, sending him, Tashigi, and Helmeppo plummeting toward the Hachinosu. And Garp uses a combination of what seemed to be both advanced armament and advanced conqueror hockey to unleash a most devastating attack, the Galaxy Impact, seemingly wiping away all the pirates who had been corralled as well as several blocks on the Hachinosu. Are Garp and the members of Sword enough to help Kobe fully escape? Or are there more members of the Blackbeard pirates lurking on Full of Lead? Join me as I find out what happens next, won't you? Nice little color spread of all the guys sleeping. We really need more girls in the straw hats. Like, come on. The only person who's not asleep is Sanji, who's reading a cooking book. I wonder what that means. Don't sleep on Sanji? Oh god, This title is just spoilerific, but everyone kind of guessed this. One Piece Chapter 1081, 10th Ship Captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Kuzan. Oh boy. So that just tells us that Aokiji, or Kuzan, is still on Full of Lead. Alright, we see the aftermath of Garp's Galaxy Impact, which makes it look like a small bomb went off. Multiple pirates launched into the air, with those who are on the ground still screaming, "The battleship's coming down!" Groose then uses his ability, sending out a wave of clay called Cumuloglorpus, like a cumulonimbus cloud, but it's glorpy clay. And we see Garp land on the ground, like solidly planting his feet. On the ship, you see Tashigi and Helmeppo, as well as several Marines holding on for dear life. The pirates who were knocked away, yelling out, "Ah, damn you, Garp! I'll kill that old geezer!" And you see Garp standing before his ship, which was saved from the impact of the fall by Prince Groose, with all the Marines on board of Garp's ship just pulling out their guns off of the bow and the sides of the ship, calling out, "Don't move, pirates, or you'll suffer even more." Although several pirates are just down for the count all around Garp. It's friggin' pandemonium. It is in this moment Garp really shows that he and Luffy are cut from the same cloth. Garp pauses and looks around at the damage he did, saying, "Just look at this mess. After all these years, I'm losing my edge." Was he expecting more damage? The pirates say, "Oh, shut up. You can't possibly do more damage than this." Kobe and Hibari go racing up, with Kobe calling out, "Vice Admiral Garp." Garp says, "Ah, Kobe, you're alright." Helmeppo on the ship is crying, saying, "Oh man, I'm so glad they didn't kill Kobe." Kojaku and Groose are standing off to the side, with Kojaku saying, You went too far, Garp, naughty boy. Okay, so her sword is in its sheath, so she must have the ability to turn it into a whip like I thought before. Some people thought it was just a whip that had a sword hilt, but I mean, unless she just, for some reason, is sheathing her whip like a sword, I think she can turn it into a whip. Groose is off to his side with, I assume, one of his clones saying, I can't believe he called Kobe the future of the Navy. That sucks. I'm gonna sabotage him. Jealousy. Kujaku says, you're not supposed to say that part out loud, you sweet, sheltered child. So is Prince Groose an actual prince? The people on the ship call out, Kobe, Captain Kobe, hey, Kobe. Kobe says, huh? Tashigi is more than just the sword members. Okay, so I guess that's confirmation that Tashigi isn't a part of sword. Habari says, Vice Admiral Garp, I can't get Kobe's shackle off no matter how I try. You gotta help. Oh, and poor Habari. She's frozen in place as she's running behind Kobe. Kobe calls out, what, Habari? And Kujaku also calls out Habari's name. I feel like Garp kind of saw it about to happen, but I don't know if he wasn't fast enough to react and help, or just, felt that if he did, it would, expose him to an attack. And as Kuzan stands before them, Garp calls out to Kuzan. As Kobe, who catches Habari's frozen body, says, what? Kuzan? What have you done? Unfreeze Habari right now. The pirates in the area say, yeah, it's Akiji, Captain Kuzan. Hey, Kuzi. Kuzi. While Kuzan says, we can't have this, Kobe. You can't go escaping when Teach isn't around. How did this happen? Oh, okay. Okay, so is this how he recruited him? We see, 2 years ago, Admiral Akainu and Aokiji fought over the right to be the next naval fleet admiral. About a year after that, on an island in the New World, pandemonium going on in town, with the people shouting, hey, what happened here? It's Blackbeard, get out of town, And Blackbeard comes bursting into, I guess, a bar saying, who did this? Hold that. I don't even need to ask. There's only one man who could do such a thing. It's you, Aokiji. And you see Sanwan Wolf frozen outside. I think you see Doc Hugh on Stronger and Vasco Shot. I think the only people who aren't frozen are Blackbeard, I think Katarina Devon and Van Auger. Blackbeard says, all my people are frozen outside. Undo your powers. Kuzan says, oh, shut up. Better watch out with that tremor fruit here. Your crew will crumble to pieces. You're their captain. You should know. You really think I struck first? Plus, you've heard the situation. I'm in a state of mourning. It's not the right time to test me. You can imagine who was in the wrong here. Okay, so the Blackbeard pirates were sacking this village that Kuzan just happened to be on. Oh, and he unfroze them. And they're all just eating. Blackbeard says, ha 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 ha. I like the way you drink, Ice Candy. Ice Candy. Kuzan says, same to you, slick bastard. Sick bastard. Hey, we need more drinks over here. So, what did Akainu say after that? Kuzan says, 2 men who came up the ranks together in a fight to the death. I can feel something boiling up within me. And Kuzan says, you think? You're made of magma. Pizarro just laughs it up. Kuzan then says, so look at me now. I've only got one leg. As the one he has shatters, I have to fill out the pair with ice at all times. Yeah, we saw that because of Film Z. Vasco Shot says, yeah. So what's it like when admirals fight? Pizarro says, what about Akainu? Did you at least rip an arm off? Kuzan says, nah, but he should be scarred all over. Katarina Devon says, Marine. I can't even do her laugh. Marine. Speaking of scars, Commodore, do you think he knows about burn scar? Oh, so they're also looking for the person with the burn scars. Kuzan questions burn scar. Burgess says, see, there are 4 red poneglyphs out there in the world that are more important than any other. 2 of the 4 belong to Kaido and Big Mom. Blackbeard adds, but the other 2, they're the ones we can't find, and one of them is said to be held by a man with a burn scar. Kuzan says, who, me? Vasco Shot says, you just got yours, bloop, bloop, bloop. It's so weird to see all of the Blackbeard pirates just palling around. So no one knew about the one on Zell. The man with the burn scar. So is it Saul? Lafitte, who we haven't seen in a hot minute, says, Ho ho ho! They say he rides in an all-black ship that swallows enemies in a gigantic vortex if they should wander too close. Perhaps that's a devil fruit at play. An all-black ship? Huh. Shiryu adds, my guess is that it's a government man. The world's government's got dark secrets of its own, and if they hold one of the stones, it means no pirate will ever reach the One Piece. Kuzan says poneglyphs. Got no good memories about them. If I'd seen one of those red stones at Ohara, I wouldn't forget it, but all I will remember was a good friend fighting back against the government, and the sad, lonely eyes of a little girl whose fate rested in the palm of my hand. Burgess says, sounds like a real boring story, of course. Kuzan's being serious, and they dismiss it. Lafitte whispers to Blackbeard, what do you think, Commodore? If we take his power, it would be a huge boost. Kuzan hears that and says, I heard that, you wretched scum. Do I need to send all of you to a frozen hellscape? They yell. And Kuzan then says, oh, and I've heard about how you're hunting for devil fruit powers. You want to try me? They're like, you want to have a go, motherfuckers? You want to go? People go running out of the bar. While Blackbeard says, wait, Kuzan, calm down. I apologize. My man here made a stupid suggestion. But that's not my intent, just the opposite. Would you ride with us instead? With someone saying, huh? Have you lost your mind, Captain? Blackbeard continues on saying, you're out of a job, ain't you? Anything lined up? What else are you gonna do, huh? Chased around by the powers of justice. But in our world, justice takes a different form. Kuzan shouts, watch yourself. Just because we shared a few drinks doesn't mean I trust any of the lot of you. Blackbeard says, easy now, easy. Have you got the wrong idea about pirates? Nobody said we were all the best of friends here. The only thing pirates need is an alignment of interest. Wow. That is completely opposite to how Luffy believes in things. And he believes that even so much of as an alliance is friendship. You're a free man. Do what you want, Kuzan. I mean, there's obviously something more to Kuzan joining the Blackbeard pirate. Back in the present, Garp shouts, hey, Kuzan, put Hibari back to normal. Let Kobe go and come back to the Navy. And then we get the readout. Blackbeard Pirates 10th Ship Captain, Kuzan. Kuzan activates his power saying, you always did like to say whatever was on your mind, but I'm afraid I can't help you with any of those things, Garp. I love that about you, which is why I live my life the way I want now. He attacks Garp with Ice Ball, sealing him in ice. The Marines call out, Vice Admiral! As Kuzan says, would you kill your senior apprentice to save your protege? But Garp, breaking through Kuzan's Ice Ball, says, don't be tied down by this nonsense. I taught you to live in the moment. The pirates around Kuzan says, it's not working on him. And as Garp speeds out of the ice block, he says, listen up, Kuzan. Wavering is a sign of weakness, he says as he grabs Kuzan's face with haki and then takes his head and slams it into the ground with Blue Hole, sending Kuzan plummeting into the earth. Oh snap! We then pick up in Winter Island, New World. The Polar Tang, submarine of the Heart Pirates, has been sunk. Ah, man. And we see Jean Bart floating. Dang. You didn't even get to see how it went down for them. And say what you want about what happened to Kid, but we actually got to see how things panned out for him. And more than likely as a way of not showing all of Blackbeard's hands, it got off-screened. Although, at the very least, it looks like Law put up a bit more of a fight against Blackbeard. Blackbeard says, "Zah-ha-ha-ha-ha. Without your ship, you can't call yourself a pirate crew. You've got no means of escape," he says to the downed Law and Beppo. He then says, those 100 pirates whose hearts you stole at Rocky Park are all living in fear on Pirate Island. But if I bring your heart back with me, I'm sure they'd be in a celebrating mood. Beppo then remembers something he said to Chopper. Something Chopper said to him, with Beppo saying, you really made it for me? Chopper says, yeah, but I can't guarantee it works. Did Chopper make a rumble ball for Beppo? Whoa! I was wondering if he could make something where you could go Sulong when the moon's not out. As Blackbeard calls out, I just can't decide whether to sell the op-op fruit or use it. Can it give me eternal life? Law is barely conscious, and Beppo, thanks to, I guess, a rumble ball or something, says, get your hands off my captain, as he grows to an immense size, beats back Blackbeard and Van Augur. Much to Blackbeard's shock, who goes, huh? Sulong? How can that be? The moon's not out. While Van Arger fires on Beppo. Beppo then takes like a chunk of rock and like throws it at Blackbeard, Augur, and Burgess. And while they're distracted, Blackbeard calls out, damn, they escaped to the sea. And Beppo goes racing into the water with Law as the Blackbeard pirates fire upon him, but, you can't really hit such a small target in the water. And half-conscious Law says, go back, Beppo. Can't leave the crew behind. Beppo says, I'm not going back. Trust them, Captain. We came out of that frozen port in the north, and we made it this far. None of us are going to die. As he races off, he thinks to himself, we made it together as a team. You can't die now, Captain. Please, Captain, please don't die. And the narrator says, on Winter Island in the New World, the pirate Trafalgar Law and his heart pirates defeated. Dang. Alright, I have to wonder, with what Chopper made for Beppo, does it have this similar repercussion? Because he's never used it before. And even still, if it does, he's swimming, basically in pain, trying to get Law to, I guess, whatever island is next. Part of me assumes that something similar happened with Kid, with, someone trying to get him to safety. My only wonder is, what happens to Kid and Law? Because, Law surviving, I think Kid survives too. But for both of them to be taken out the moment they left Luffy's side. Because both of them entered into an alliance with Luffy because they couldn't overcome certain opponents. Law joined with Luffy because he couldn't take on Doflamingo by himself, and Kid joined with both Law and Luffy because he couldn't take on Kaido by himself, as much as he didn't want to admit that. Man, this transformation, though, it's one of the reasons why I was hoping we would get a Mink like Carrot on the crew, because I'm just like, I felt like Chopper could create something akin to a Rumble Ball that would allow them to transform without the full moon. But man, Beppo's Sulong form is intense. I was hoping it wouldn't be off screen though, but to see the Polar Tang go down, man, dang. It helps that none of the other members of the Law Pirates, the Heart Pirates, have Devil Fruit, from what I know, and they're all good swimmers. But what happened to Sachi and Penguin? Weren't they assaulting Blackbeard's ship? Dang. I will admit, props to them, because at the very least they didn't go out in the same punkish way as Heat and Wire, who were just like, here's our poneglyphs. Oh, no, I can't blame them. They're just like, here's our poneglyphs, just don't kill our captain. Only for them to still get sunk. And it's still hard to tell what exactly this confrontation Kuzan is having with Garp is all about. At the very least, I could see Kuzan taking a dive and being like, it was Garp. There was no way I was beating him. But whatever Kuzan has going on here, he could even say that, look, I wasn't expecting to fight Garp. No matter what I feel about the Marines, that's my old mentor. This is the guy who trained me. He knows me best. I feel like he could make any excuses about this situation. But this alliance, Blackbeard, he must know that he can't fully trust Kuzan. Like, come on, man. I've heard a lot of people throw a lot of accusations about Blackbeard and his goals around and think that, oh, he's not bright, he's stupid, that's dumb. But I'm like, no, Blackbeard's a little too shrewd to get caught with his pants down. Or he at very least thinks that it'll all work out in his favor no matter what. And then the comments about the man with the burn scar holding the last poneglyph. See, I still thought it was Sol, but the comment that it's an all-black ship and can create giant vortexes underwater. Like, what? Like, that is different. Like, that I was not expecting. I do have to wonder, though. Hibari will be okay. Like, they were able to thaw out Robin. I think she'll be fine at the end. Poor girl, though. Like, jeez. But will Kobe actually manage to escape? Or will it be a situation where Garp holds off the enemy so that everybody else can get out of there? That was still a pretty damn awesome entrance, though. I don't know. Like, I could see Garp staying behind and holding off the enemy so that everybody can get Kobe out of there. Because he outright said Kobe is the future of the Marines, so It feels like a situation where you'd be like, as long as Kobe gets out, I'm okay with whatever happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below on this chapter. Also remember to subscribe for more One Piece. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.